So the EasyWiring board, demo harness, and we added as well the Cirris continuity testing on the board. So this is the main board with a harness on it. And in the back, we have a Cirris 8100 low voltage tester added to the board. This is one test unit. Each test unit will have a 255 point of testing. And we can add up multiple, up to 5 on each side on the board. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So meaning that you can expand the capacity of testing in the board. So for the demo, we only have one. This is the counterpart harness, the interface harness going to the main harness. And then it's all connected to be shown on the demo. And again, on the other side, if you look here, we have these two connections to be testing continuity. Testing on the board. Okay.
Okay.
So whenever
there's another Cirris box in at the right side of the screen.
No. It's only one, but I'm bringing continuity through the cable here, because you can use just one side. You have 255 points. That means that you can have 128, so half of it, wires, because you need 2 points per wire. The wire can be, the point can be on the left or on the right side. You only need to bring a cable to close the circuit and get to the right side of the board. So here I really have only one tester for the whole setup. And I'm using not even half of the points, because I have this is free, this is half, and this is half. So I have 2 connectors almost free, so I have more points to use. I'm just using half of the capacity of one 8100.
Okay.
Okay. So the demo. So we start with the EasyWiring, very simple harness. You got to think that you don't have any suction cups. You have an empty screen. You turn on production. The first thing you will see is the reference for all the suction cups, quantity, and the picture of the suction cup. And then we will indicate, so the technician, where to place the suction cups. So we indicate the exact spot, placing all of the suction cups on the screen, and then moving into the next step. This is going to be the second step, which is cable routing. Cable routing, we have so the cable name, we have the part number of the cable, the gauge, and the color. So since we don't even have cables on the board when we start building, the board will select the first one, and we'll show you, I don't know if you see the blinking red, that's the path of the wire. So basically you take it here, you follow the red, and it will come all the way to here. So this is cable number 1. You know the cavity in the connector, that's a cavity. You have the reference for the contact, the color, the connector part number, and the cavity in a visual way, and then the cavity name on the screen. And we have the same on the other side, where we have, so the cavity, the picture of the connector. This is this connector here. We have the cavity, the location, part number, and the contact. The contact is what you crimp, you know, on each side of the cable. So basically you do cable 1, and then validation, and the board will change to number 2 and move into the next cable. So cable by cable, 1 by 1. So now, since wire identification is a very long process, because you have to read, you know, the ID of the cable before routing the cable. You got to look, so the wire, the marking of the wire, and trying to find the name of the cable. You know, for example, I take this one. I will have to go here. I don't know if you see it. There's going to be marking on the extremity telling me the ID. So it's telling me the ID is 29. So I read it on the marking. So now if I go manually, I take one cable, I will have to look on the list and then it will show me the route. It's very, very long, very slow. With Cirris, what we did, so basically we have a probing feature, this accessory here. The customer will be preparing one side of the harness, this side of the harness, picking any of the cables and just touching the metallic plate here. Tack. Did you listen to the noise?
Yeah.
There is some noise as it touched the extremity of the cable to the metal.
All right.
Just like it. So now it changed here, showing me 32. And you see the blinking path. I will follow it. I will take the cable and just follow it. And I did the routing of the cable. You see, it was very fast. Now I validate. I have another cable here. I don't know where is it going, so it's not identified yet. I will just touch the probe. It changed here. And then start saving a lot of time. You see in wire identification. That's also a feature we added with the testing equipment with Cirris.
Okay.
You see the simplicity. Any questions?
Mm-hmm. But if you want to identify the cable like you just did, you have to plug the other extremity of the cable in this. Yes, in this.
This one. This is called the A-head. The A-head, the first end of the harness. It has to be pre-prepared. Otherwise, this feature won't work because there won't be any probing capability. So the first end has to be pre-assembled to save time in production using the Cirris.
Okay.
Yeah, that's correct.
So this is an option only for the premium version of the EasyWiring.
This is only for premium, and when you're using premium, that will be setting up automatically the Cirris, so you don't have to do any manual processing. You put the cables in the premium, that will be sending all the data to the Cirris without any interactions with the Cirris, so no manual processing. The data will flow from EasyWiring to Cirris.
So how many testing points for each unit of Cirris are possible? Can you repeat it?
Each one is 256. You see it here.
Okay.
So 256.
But you have to plug in the both side, so you can test only half of 256.
If you're doing probe, you plug one, so it's 256 probe points. If you want to do continuity testing, you plug both ends.
Yeah. Okay.
So when you're doing both ends, you have half because you see it's plug over there and it's plug
at the other side.
You see?
Okay, yeah.
So that takes 2 points per cable, per wire.
So the second part of testing, so you have one feature is the probing that shows you the routing of each cable. But the second part is to verify the continuity of each cable and the right position of each cable.
More than that, I will show you that. It's not only continuity. We do resistance, we do shorts, miss wires, and wire missings. So different types of continuity, but in different types of continuity. So I will show you that.
Okay.
So I will move forward here, validate all the wires. All the routing will be like that. As you see here, so this is, I have one connector that has to be finished on the board, which is gonna be this one. You see I have one cable here. This is a twisted pair, and I will need to finish this on the board. So let's say the operator, this cable wasn't finished before. The table, all this I think you know, the table will help the operator how to strip the wire, how to crimp it. So basically when I select here, I can bring this window closer. And I say, okay, let's work on X4. What do I have to do? So the software will be telling the operator, I have one cable, so it's one cable with 2 cores. So we have one core is blue, one core is red. It's a twisted pair, but the idea of the cable is the same. So the operator will be working on all those wires on the board. So even here we can use Cirris because you got to think that if you have a big connector, it's very hard to know the ID. So we have the same problem as before. I have 2 cores here, and I will need to work on one or the other. I can have multiple. So we have probing as well here. For example, I can take any of the cables, just touch the end, and it move. You see, it select me the 52 red. Or I can go and you gotta think that if you have multiple, there you go. I touch the blue one now, and it move into the blue one. So you gotta think that here is very easy because you have only one. If you have 250 cables to do on the board, so now it's very interesting to do the probing. So you probe and you work on the wire. You touch and you work. You don't care about what wire it is. You see?
Yeah.
So this is a probing feature used for finishing the connector on the board. And previously I showed you the probe feature for building the for doing the manufacturing, so the routing of the wires. So it's the same feature used in different steps of manufacture. So let's say I will work on 52. So now, first step, you probably know this tool, Silent,
Yeah,
8 millimeters, Silent, settings. So basically it's telling all the steps to the operator in an interactive way. You see, step by step. Take the tool, put that length, put the settings, and work on this cable. You see, cable and color. Then, let's say they don't know how to use the Silent. We can add a video. I have it here. I have a document. So basically showing how to set up the Silent, how to use the Silent. So it's very good. Now you see the interest of training someone on the board, because it will be showing the documents for doing the steps as well. So next, after stripping, it's going to be crimping the wire. Have the crimper. This is a contact that goes in the wire, the part number of the contact. I have the tool, the positioner, and the setting for doing for crimping the contact on it. This is pretty standard stuff. And then the insertion on the cable. So I have the cavity here. So now let's say, so let's finish the second one. So then we can test continuity. Stripping, crimping, insertion. I will have all what's tie wraps on the board as well. So placing tie wraps on the board will be indicating where to place. This is the tie wraps, different types, and the board is telling where to place all of those. And here I have the quality check. This is quality check, and the step is perform quality check using Cirris low voltage tester. What I see here, it open the user manual as well. So I have the user manual in case I don't know how to use the tester or any kind of instruction for the technician. So basically what we will be doing, you see this accessory here. I basically unplug 2 wires. So 2 wires here, these points are not connected, and this is not connected to this. So basically I have 2 cables, these 2, that are cut. There won't be, whenever I'm testing, you will see that these cables are missing because they are not basically connected. So I go to Cirris. I will say full testing, and it's telling me bad, 2 errors. And it's telling me cable from X31 to X5, this is X5, cavity is A01, the wire is missing. And then X36 to X5 B02, we have a wire missing. And then we know which cavity the cable is missing. And also we know the name of the wire. It's wire 1. And then the other wire missing is going to be, it's a white wire, and it's a different name, wire 6. So basically it's these 2. So I basically created an error here. What I will do, let's say we correct the problem. I will connect red. You see red with red. So this wire is not missing anymore. It's connected. But then I will do something different. And I will put the black here. Instead of putting it correctly here, I will put it with the red. So this is a problem. This is not good because I'm crossing wires here. So whenever I retest, and you gotta listen for the noise in the back. It's telling me now I have a missed wire going from X31 to X5A01, and it's because this wire, you see, it's not a missing wire, it's a missed wire. It's going to a bad cavity. It's going to a bad location. So whenever I plug it here correctly, now everything is plugged correctly here. I will do retest. And now you'll see, now it's good. So the last test we have on the board as well will be, you know, like when you crimp a contact, if you do it incorrectly, you do it too fast or with the not with the wrong with the right tool, the resistance of the wire will be bad, will be too high. So that's why I have a resistor here. It's gonna be a cable. This is a resistor, and instead of having a wire connecting red and red, I will plug the resistor. So meaning that there is continuity, meaning that there is a wire actually, but the resistance is too high because the contacts are crimped correctly or the contact is not inserted correctly. So that's a continuity test, but for resistance. So whenever I run the test here, it's bad, one error, and it's telling me there is high resistance in cable going, so from X36 to X5B02, and I have all the information, so I will need to go and check these contacts to make sure that that wire is in the harness, because it is here, there is connection, but the resistance is too high. It's not a normal wire, there is a problem with the wire. Okay, so whenever we correct all the problems, I will unplug, so I will crimp again all this, correct the problem, and put the right cable. So let's say I solved the problem, plug the red with the red and the black with the black. I do retest. Everything is good now. Good again. And now what I have, so I exit, and you will see here, I have a test report with the Cirris logo, and the test is passed, and I have the name of the harness, the database, the resistance, and the low voltage resistance. So there is a PDF proving that the harness was has passed the test and everything is correct, who was working on the board and all that, and this can be stored in any location for the customer. So they can use any folder, share folder, cloud for storing this file. So then the harness is ready. We unplug all the counterparts, and then they select a new one and start building the new harness on the board.
Okay. Is it possible to have multiple locations on the screen for probing?
Yes. Here I have this is one probing.
Yes.
They can add as many as they want. I have one. Here I have another one. And here I have another one. You can have different type of accessories.
All right.
They all plug together, and there is no limitation. It's just extending this cord here to the next point. So in this board, I have two. I have three actually. With this one, I can probe with this one as well. This is for probing the inside of the wire. This is very hard to probe with a plate because it's not stripped. But this type of wire, when it's a single core, we can probe with a plate like this.
Yeah. Okay. So basically the wires have to be stripped a little bit in order to be probed.
Yes, they can. They don't need to because they can be fresh cut. They cut the wire. There is some metal coming out. If not, there is a probing accessory for allowing to touch inside the wire. So if it's stripped and the covering is holding all the strains inside the core of the wire, they can use the metallic point here, this one, to touch, get inside the wire and probe.
Okay, so there is no need for any additional software. It is all included already in the EasyWiring software.
EasyWiring will come with another software, which is EasyWire. It's called the name of the series. The software they develop is EasyWire. Ours is EasyWiring, and they will communicate to each other. As you saw, for me, there was no need for opening EasyWire. Everything will be transparent for the user.
How does it work with all the capital harness data and Suken data and etc.? Is all the information coming from the smart data system?
Yes, all the data, all the technical data for the harness. If the customer is using Siemens or E3 harness builder, they can bring that data automatically to the board. So saving time, not only for building the board, but also for setting up the tester with the same data. All that with a smart data option. So basically with the Siemens data, we set up the tester.
So basically in those software, they design the harness, and they also include all the tooling, the connectors, the crimping, everything is included in the software, in the setup of the software of the program, and then they just transfer the data directly to EasyWiring.
Exactly. All the part numbers, the name of the wires, the contacts, the cavity names, all that is pre-prepared in Siemens or in Suken. And then we can get that data automatically to the board. So saving that time. And then when the board has that data, the board will send that to the tester.
Do you know if there's any specific version of capital harness for it, or any add-on or something special? I don't know. Or it's just
it's the forum board designer, which is a module for capital designing the harness. The forum board module is the one allowing you to design the forum board actually one-to-one scale with all the wires. But that's a discussion, of course, to add a Siemens rep. This is a discussion to have with a Siemens rep because the licensing they have on their product is up to them. So I cannot engage on what's the price or which model is for each customer. This is Siemens product. We can involve a Siemens rep. We don't talk that much about all those details. We just put in contact with a Siemens rep. It's not a Comax product.
But in general, it's an additional add-on on the capital harness.
No, it depends. So the customer, they can have it already. So it can be a customer, their licensing, it's depending on their groups. For example, I know that Boeing, they have a whole package with all the options for them, so they don't need an add-on. But a smaller customer, they probably have essentials. If they have essentials, they probably need to pay an extra for get the add-on for the form board, So it depends on the customer and the licensing on that. It will be mainly a Siemens rep. The same for Suken. Depending on which license they have, which version, we need to involve a Suken rep and make sure that it's something compatible with what we have.
Okay.
But I will say that if they have the last version, if they are updated, they are compatible. If they have last Siemens or last Suken, they are compatible with EasyWiring.
If you only have the light version of EasyWiring, is it useful for something to have Cirris tester or not at all?
It's an optional way of seeing it. If you have light, if we have the EasyWire software, the Cirris software, they will have to do the manual processing for inputting the testing data. So basically, they will use Cirris software for testing. So meaning that all the windows we saw with the picture of the connectors, the name of the wires and all that won't be possible. They will only have a very basic software telling you there is a problem between a text. It will tell a text saying there is a problem between there and there. It's a very basic, but it's not all the interactivity that they get with the premium. It's possible with the Lite, but it's all manual processing. The same manual processing they have to do if they use EasyWiring Premium. So it's better to do it then in Premium and then get the full visual plus the testing, you see. So it's a configuration that can be possible. We can sell a Cirris unit to a Lite user, but probably need to investigate if premium software would suit them better.
EasyWire, is that the software?
Yes.
Is that included in the EasyWiring license?
It's not. It's an optional. It's not. It's an option. When they buy the Cirris kit, they get the software in the kit. It's not in the EasyWiring license. That's on a kit. For us, it's an option.